McCarlan's through, he might go for it, still going, trying to barge his way through, goes to the shot, what a goal!
Arriving Kieran O'Han from an almost impossible angle, and that's the rousing score now we're looking for.
Connor Turbin kicks this one in, that's absolutely superb.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sideline Eye podcast. You're very welcome to our Around the Ground show, and we're looking back at this weekend's Club League action. We have a few highlights from Killeavy's win over Drummondhee. We'll show you the goals that were scored in that game, and we have match highlights from St Peter's win over Mahari on Thursday as well. We also have an interview coming up at the end of the show with Killeavy's Kieran O'Han. Kieran Lynch caught up with him after their win over Drummondhee, so we'll hear that at the end of the show. So first up, as usual, we'll start with the Division 1A games, and Killeavy hit 3 first half goals at home to Drummondhee, and that saw them win by 17 points in the end. There were 17 points ahead at half time. They kept Drummondhee scoreless throughout the first half. Killeavy got things up and running with the first goal inside 4 minutes. It was Micheál McNamee who palmed the ball home to the net, and it wasn't long until McNamee had a second palm goal, this time being set up by Kieran O'Han. Keelan McConville finished things off for the first half with a third major, that came just before the short whistle, and that left Niall McLean's side ahead 3-8 to no score at half time. Drummondhee did fight back in the second half, and they grabbed their own goal through cornerback Kieran Tiernan. Ryan Hughes Sr. stroked over 2 points in the second half, while Gareth McCrink and Aidan Morgan claimed not one apiece for Drummondhee. For Killeavy, it was McNamee and McConville who both finished as the game's top scorers, with McNamee finishing with 2 goals on the night, while McConville hit 1-3. Cathal Boylan and Ronan McGuinness both claimed not 2, while O'Hanlon, Callum O'Hare, Lee Rice, Finn Nolan and Conor McGuinness all hit not 1 apiece as well. Elsewhere, a second half goal from Callum Comusky gave Crossmaglen a 112-8 victory over Silverbridge. The Rangers led by 4 points at the halfway stage, 0-7-3, and pushed ahead after the turnaround. Clonard continued their unbeaten run with a 2-11-9 win over Modden, with Rory McDonald grabbing both their goals. Armagh Harps beat Greenmore 112-19 and had to come from behind to do so. Oisin Hughes hit the net for the winners, while Owen O'Neill converted a second half penalty for Greenmore. In Division 2B then, Ballymacnabb lost to Cullyhanna on Wednesday night, and Cullyhanna picked up their 4th win of the season as they outclassed Ballymacnabb on Wednesday. It was an early goal from Neil McCreesh that put the hosts in the driver's seat, and they stayed there for the rest of the contest. McCreesh's 3-pointer came inside the first 60 seconds of the game before Pearse Casey and Tony Donnelly pushed Cullyhanna further ahead. Jack Rugan did reply with 2 points for the Knob, but they were both cancelled out at the other end of the field by Gavin Duffy. Kieran Connolly swapped scores with Pearse Casey, while Paddy Shea McKeever and Gary Mackin also pointed for Cullyhanna. Ryan Waters pulled one back for the visitors to leave 4 the difference at the half-time break, 1-6-5. Tony Donnelly, Paddy Shea McKeever and Kieran McCooey pushed that lead out to 8 with the first 4 scores of the second half. Grugan grabbed the Knob's only point after the turnaround, as Cullyhanna raised 3 more white flags through Caelan Reeve, who scored 2, and Gavin Duffy as well. On Thursday night then, St Peter's pulled off an incredible comeback to see off Mahari and drag themselves off the bottom of the Division 1B league table. Mahari led at the break 2-9-1-4, but the home side fought back with a super second half showing. Keelan Maguire opened the scoring, but it was all one-way traffic during the early exchanges. Kevin Robinson kicked 4 points in a row, 2 coming from frees, before Michael Brana hit the net for the first time. Brandon Haverin and Niall McAleenan grew that advantage before St Peter's finally responded with a Gavin McCormick free. Stephen Falker and Andrew McAleenan traded scores at either end of the field before Matthew Mackle grabbed a second goal for Mahari. Ronan Brana and Padraig O'Keefe split the posts for Mahari before Aaron Findon offered St Peters a lifeline with a goal. Niall McConville clipped over a point for the home side to leave his side trailing by 8 at the half-time interval. St Peters burst out of the traps after the turnaround, with McConville hitting 3 points and Niall Craney claiming 2 before Craney rattled the back of the net from the penalty spot and that put St Peters ahead for the first time since the opening couple of minutes. McConville and Conan Moore grew the home side's lead before Robinson pulled one back for Mahari. Craney and Moore raised further white flags while Aisling Cushnahan and Patrick McGibbon hit the final scores of the night, with St Peters winning by 4 points in the end, 2-15 to 2-11. Also in Division 1B, Clonagale hit 7 goals against Sarsfields on Friday night to win 7-11 to 0-9. Oran O'Kane and James Austin both hit hat-tricks on the night, while the 7th goal was an own goal from a Sarsfields defender. Mullabon left it late to defeat Killeavy on Friday night as well, and it was 2 late Cormac Smith goals that helped them see out a 2-13 to 1-15 victory. Just on the league tables, I didn't read out the Division 1A standings at the minute. It's Clonerne and Crossmaglen who are tied at the top of the table. Both sides currently have 14 points. Clonerne just ahead at the minute, given they beat the Rangers a couple of weeks ago. In third position is Armagh Harps. They have 10 points, while Killeavy and Silverbridge are next in line, and they're both tied on 9. Madden are in 6th position with 6 points, while Greenmore and Drummondhee are the bottom 2 with 2 points apiece. That's the Division 1A table. 1B, then Mullabon extended their lead at the top of the table. They're now on 13 points, with Mahari and Clonagale the closest teams on 10 points. St Patrick's Cullyhanna are on 9 points. St Peters are now on 7. Killeavy and Ballymcnabb are both tied on 6, while Sarsfields are at the bottom of the table and they have 5 points to show for their efforts so far. Division 2A then, and it was an exciting night on Friday in Division 2A as Shane O'Neill's and Carrick-Cruppen played out an even 2-14 draw. Both sides were comfortably ahead at different stages but couldn't secure the 2 points on offer. Goals from Cathal O'Grady and Micheál Hughes pushed Carrick-Cruppen into a 2-7 to 0-6 lead, but the game was far from finished and Shane O'Neill's, the home team on the night, came roaring back into contention. David McCabe grabbed 2 majors for the Shanes and that put them 4 points up towards the end of the game. But in keeping with the true nature of this rollercoaster encounter, Carrick-Cruppen kicked the final 4 points of the night and that helped seal a share of the spoils. Katie picked up a 7-point victory at home to Ciaron, with the game finishing 1-16 to 1-9. James O'Hara claimed Katie's 3-pointer, while Gavin Conlon hit 1-3 for Ciaron. Elsewhere in Division 2A, St Paul's continued their fine form and they climbed to the top of the table as they saw off Artmore by 7 points, winning 0-16 to 0-9, and Pearse Oaks beat Grange by 5 points on Friday as well, and that game ended 0-17 to 1-9. So Division 2A then, as I'd mentioned, St Paul's climbed to the top of the table. They're now on 13 points, with Carrick-Cruppen just sitting below them on 12. The Oaks come in at third. They're on 10 points, with Katie sitting on 8 and Shane O'Neill's now on 7. Grange are on 6 points, as are Artmore, who are in 7th place, while Tullysaran sit at the bottom of the league on 4 points. Down to Division 2B then, and Derrynoose edged out Crossmaglen seconds by the minimum of margins on Friday night as they won 0-12 to 0-11. The home side led by 3 points late on, but Cross hit the final 2 points of the night to make it a 1-point game. Davy McCreesh and Shea McNaughton traded scores with opposition early on before Cross nudged ahead 4-2. McNaughton and Sean McGuigan tied things up before Mark Lennon pushed Derrynoose ahead once again. Fabio Moreira traded scores with Crossmaglen, as did Shea McNaughton, as his free put Derrynooth ahead by 1 point at half-time, 0-7 to 0-6. Sean Lennon traded scores with the visitors before Cross hit 3 on the bounce to go in front. Lennon, McCreesh, Stevie Keenan and Fabio Moreira hit 4 on the trot for Paul Hagen's men, and that gave them some breathing space in the last couple of minutes. Crossmaglen claimed the final 2 points, but it was Derrynooth who held on to win by the minimum of margins. Blake earned a hard-fought 3-point win away to Whitecross on Friday night. Callum O'Neill was responsible for one of their goals as they saw out a 2-8 to 1-8 victory. Elsewhere, Jamie McAleenan and Mark Davidson raised green flags for Tiernan as they beat Clonmore 2-10 to 1-6. Clonard seconds came from behind at half-time to beat Wolf Tones by 7 in the end, 2-17 to 1-13. An early Matthew Conway goal gave Wolf Tones a head start, but Ray McConville and Cohen Henderson both claimed majors to help Clonard over the line, and Clonard had 2 senior championship winners from 2021 on their team as well, with Ryan Henderson and Dackie Leatham both lining out for the second side. So that leaves Balik. They're still at the top of the table with 9 wins from 9 on 18 points. Wolf Tones and Clonard are both tied in second place on 11 points, although Wolf Tones just ahead on the score difference. Whitecross, Tiernan and Derrynooth are in the middle of the table, and they're all on 8 points, with Clonmore on 2 and Crossmaglen second sit at the bottom. They're currently on 0 points after 7 games. In Division 3A then, moving down, there's a 3-way tie at the top of the table with Ballyhagan, Forkhill and Middletown all sitting on 12 points. Forkhill and Middletown have an identical record after 9 games, with 6 wins coming from them, 9 games and 3 defeats, while Ballyhagan, they have a game in hand. They've only played 8 with 6 victories and 2 defeats. Despite losing for the second time this season and the second time in a row, Ballyhagan are still in the lead, having beat Forkhill and Middletown in their most recent clashes. Urogue were impressive 14-point victors away to Ballyhagan on Friday night, and they saw out a 2-14 to 0-6 win. Owen O'Hagan grabbed the first 3-pointer for the Craigavon men, while Jake Walsh also converted a penalty. College Land overcame their close neighbours in Portmore with a 3-point home win, gaining revenge for their recent 1-point defeat in the league and last year's 1-point defeat in the championship as well. John McLaughlin netted for the visitors, but College Land won 16 to 110 in the end. Goals from Finnan O'Brien and Rory Grimes guided Middletown to 2-11 to 113 win over Lassummon. It was all square in the final few minutes before Brennan Conley nailed a late point to steal it for the away team. Elsewhere in Division 3A, Forkhill were worthy winners on the road as they defeated St Michael's Newtown by 12 points. Forkhill rattled off 3 goals on the night to win comfortably 3-13 to 1-7. So that leaves Ballyhagan on top, just on head-to-head record, but they're level on points with Forkhill and Middletown, all 3 of them on 12. On Portmore in 4th position, they have 10 points, while Urogue and Newtown sit below them in 7 points. College Land now have 6 points, while the Lassummon are at the bottom of the table and they have 4 points to their name. In Division 3B, there wasn't that much action in Division 3B this week, as there were only 2 games, and they both involved Killeavy seconds, who were out on Wednesday and Friday and experienced much different results. They easily saw off their neighbours Killian on Wednesday night and won by 30 points in the end, finishing 6-13 to 0-1. Redmond O'Hanlon's held the upper hand, however, when they hosted Killeavy seconds on Friday night. O'Hanlon's reeled off 4 goals to win 4-12 to 1-11. So that's the roundup for this week. We'll be back hopefully with another podcast on Sunday evening. We'll have a few interviews from Armagh's clash with Derry in Celtic Park, and hopefully Armagh can get over the line in that one as well. We're going to hear from Kieran O'Han now, and thanks to Kieran Lynch for speaking to him after the game and getting his thoughts after Killeavy defeated Drummond Heath this evening.
Kieran, I think the scoreboard probably tells the story of the game. Very happy with what you're able to do tonight.
Yeah, look, good in the first half, second half probably It'd be hard to replicate the first half performance, but look, we'll take it. It's 2 in the bounce for us this year, so absolutely delighted to get the 2 points.
And that first half obviously was the difference. 3-8 to no score at half time, but you went for it. You kept 4 men up, yourself included. Ronan McGuinness, Niall McGuinness, Micheál McNamee of course got the 2 pretty similar goals in terms of palmed, and there's real synergy up there. Was that a joy to play in that sort of style of football?
Like it's good to play that sort of football. I mean, I've probably started off my career in full forward, and it's good to be back in round there, setting up stuff, getting on the score sheet myself. But like as a team, that's the way we're looking to sort of set up instead of drop. I know we still play with men behind the ball, but we still are looking at outlet pass to try and get scores early and break, so like that the defence can't get back quick enough. You know what I mean?
And it's probably a simple thing to say, but in terms of you look like your appetite was there tonight. Of course it's a local derby game. You're here at home, and you're at it from the first.
Yeah,
minute.
like local derby game, you have to show up with the right attitude, and I thought the first half performance replicated that. Boys turned up to put scores on the board and try and be ruthless in front of goal, and hard running and hard work and getting turnover and stuff like that. Definitely it showed in the first half that a local derby, you have to be up for them sort of games.
And then you sort of touched on already that second half when you had the lead. What was the message at half time? Just sort of keep the ball, take the sting out of any Drummond team momentum. What way did you approach it?
We sort of knew that they were going to obviously try and get men forward, try the odd high ball in, and try and get a couple of early scores. So like when they were getting men behind the ball, sort of try and keep the attacks that wee bit longer, try and draw them out and then try and go for the spaces. But we made a lot of hard work of it, and I'm sure it wasn't pretty to watch either.
Then final question, I think you've 5 league games still left to go. You're probably looking now up the table rather than down it, and can you build on this now going in these last few games?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're probably losing a couple of lads to America and stuff, which will be a blow for us, but look, it gives we've a good squad there. It gives other lads an opportunity to go and stake their place, and there's 5 tough games coming up. There's no easy games in this league, like, so it's near championship level every time you go out and play, and you can't be safe. You just have to take every game as it comes, and that's what we'll do, take it in the mud next week.
Someone hurls through, he might go for it, still going, trying to barge his way through, goes to the shot, what a goal!
Arriving Kieran O'Han from an almost impossible angle, and that's the rousing score now we're looking for.
Connor Turbin kicks this one in on an absolutely superb